This is John Bailey, the epic voice of Honest Trailers, and you're listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. It's a Fangirls podcast with five-ish people. The tangents and squee will continue. Squee.
The tangents and squee continue all the way to episode 336 of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. And this is going to be the 14th time that we have drawn names out of a hat.
Wow.
And we still have so many slips of paper in here.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
Doing 14 times, we used to do like 2 or 3 at a time.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. So glad you could join us. Let's start off like a door with virtual table and see who's joined us this week.
This is Brittany and Troy.
This is Holly from Wisconsin.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, I was like going to do the show notes, that we reference for every show, and I'm like, 14. 14th time we've done this. There's still so many pieces of paper in here.
Well, but then you also added 2 set hat though, so hence we have pieces.
Well,
of paper.
yes. I mean, names have been added, but also some names have been removed because unfortunately some people passed before we got a chance to draw their name, so they ended up getting their own show.
Right.
I guess it evens out.
Yeah. So that's about what? 2 per year, but did we start that during our very first year?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'd have to look.
I don't remember when we first did it.
Yeah. I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
Still.
I'm just thinking this is their seventh birthday, right? Or is it
Yep.
6th?
7th year. Yeah.
7th year. Okay. Yep.
Oh. It's 336 episodes. It's a lot.
Exactly. True. Lots of content.
Yeah. So. But first we need to do the news. So not a lot of news actually, except we got the quote unquote final trailer for Eternals, as they're labeling it. And it's made some people very happy because they're like, finally some plot. Does it really matter?
Right?
But answered some questions. Like, really, the trailer should be answering those questions too. Let's go see the movie.
Yes.
But either way, I'm here for it. So,
Yes.
But as I was saying to Nick the other day, it's like, okay, final trailer. So anything released after this point, I'm not watching. So there you go. That's really about it actually for news. So speaking of Nick, we've got 2 new episodes of Gold Standard. So we've got our main Academy Award winner, in this case, Gigi, the Best Picture winner for 1958. That was it's a movie. I meant, okay, in the course of our conversation of this movie, I managed to make a Mean Girls reference, a Clueless reference, and a Golden Girls reference. So, yeah.
All to the good or all to the bad?
Well, it's all context. So you're going to have to listen to it to find out.
Gotcha. Or that was going to be my next. That was going to be the next segue. Yeah, listen to find out.
Yes. So that is available in the feeds wherever you get your podcasts. And then for Patreon supporters of either Gold Standard or Southgate Media Group, this month's patron request, Black Swan, the 2010 Best Picture nominee with Natalie Portman playing a ballerina who's losing her mind.
Fun.
Mhm.
So,
Or not so fun, depending on the case.
yeah, I guess depends on who you're rooting for.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Holly once again has joined Nick on Happiness in Darkness, talking Men in Black.
Yes, that was fun last night.
I actually forgot that's based off a comic book.
Mhm.
It
Until Brenda, like,
is.
oh yeah, that is.
Mhm.
And then speaking of Southgate Media Group in general, the plans for this year's podcast marathon are underway. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic and everything, we can't do it in person because they have been doing it at the Blue Box Cafe, but it's just not feasible right now. So this year's marathon is going to be completely online. So to help with the marathon itself, for anybody who wants to watch, is free. But there is a bit more. There is some overhead involved still. So there is now a Kickstarter that just launched today. So if you want to go look at that, look at the tiers and see the different rewards for the different tiers. Of course, you can donate whatever you like. You don't have to necessarily go with one of the tiers. You can just back it just because you want to. So there is that, and the link for that shall be in the show notes. So, and then semi-related, if anyone has any suggestions for us as far as topics, because we're only going to have like 15-20 minutes for our segment, and you know us, we can tangent about the smallest of things for 15 and 20 minutes easily.
Yes.
So if anyone's got any suggestions for topics that we could potentially do in 15 or 20 minutes, please let us know. Because right now, right now, anything I think of would be like
for later.
Yes, exactly. So, thank you very much. We're always open to suggestions. All right, moving on to feedback. We got a comment from my friend Brian about our episode about the Eisner era. And he says, in my honest opinion, there were two Eisner eras, pre-Wells death and the post-Wells death. And yes, I think he is right that was a the kind of the turning point for the Eisner era. And hindsight being 2020, we probably could have gone up to like Frank Wells' death and just stopped there and come back for part two. So, but oh well. And then feedback, quite a long feedback from Shalane. She really got into this, our Eisner discussion. So she says that what we consider the Disney Renaissance during the Eisner era. And then there's kind of been a kind of second Renaissance, but I guess they're actually considering more of a revival, which was like 1999 going forward. when John Lasseter was still involved. And now we're going into there's a woman named Jennifer Lee that apparently is going to be taking over the Disney Animation Studio. I did not know that.
Neither did I.
Yeah. And then she says, yes, we should talk about the Disney revival. So that would be movies like Frozen, Tangled, Zootopia, Moana, movies like that. Yeah. See, most of the Disney Renaissance films have won the Best Original Song at the Oscars during that time period. Yes. Alan Menken and Howard Ashman, just like, here you go. Except for The Lion King. Then it was like, here, Sir Elton John.
Yeah. Basically kind of the modern day equivalent of cartoons Roger and Hammerstein.
Yes. Yeah. The Lennon and McCartney of animated films.
Yes. To put it in the Rockverse, yes.
Yeah. The great composers during the Disney Renaissance: Alan Menken, Howard Ashman, Elton John, Tim Rice, Stephen Schwartz, Phil Collins.
Yep.
Tarzan. Yeah. Now we've got the Anderson Lopez's, Lin-Manuel Miranda. She mentions that Lin-Manuel Miranda is doing Encanto, which apparently is going to be being directed by the same people who did Zootopia.
Oh, cool.
I like Zootopia. She mentions Disney deciding to do sequels, but not in the movie theaters during that era. They did direct to video.
Yep.
Yes. It wasn't until nowadays, like Ralph Breaks the Internet and Frozen 2, where they're actually doing sequels that are not Pixar. Obviously, Pixar, they're their own thing. She also questions why there is always dead parents in the cartoons.
Good question. Yeah.
It just makes it an easy plot thing.
Yes.
You know? It's hard being a single parent or an orphan.
There's a certain formula that works, and sadly, dead parent just happens to be a major part of it.
Yeah. Let's see here. We skipped over some of the TV shows in the 90s that Disney did because we were just pressed for time. But things like with their live action TV, like we talked about, Touchstone TV, and like one of their first shows on network TV was the Golden Girls. But then we had things like Home Improvement, which was on Hulu for a while there because Chauncey was watching it. Disney at one point in the 90s they bought Doug, which is really weird to me. And they actually had like a Doug stage show at the parks.
Because if memory serves, isn't Doug part of the Nickelodeon?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I remember
Nickelodeon. That's why it's so weird to me.
Yeah.
And for a while there, they owned the rights to the Power Rangers. And the Power Rangers were in the parks too. So which nowadays it's like, that's so weird. It's like, those aren't Disney, but Disney was just trying things. They're like, I'm just gonna buy this and see what we can do with it. But the Doug thing is just really weird because to me, just like Nickelodeon is just its own thing. It's not Disney, I mean, there was the Nickelodeon studios at Universal
Yes.
in Florida. So, you know, it's like this doesn't fit. Wrong thing. But yeah,
so
that was
that
a weird
meme
thing.
of Mickey Mouse with Thanos' glove and all the gemstones being certain other companies fits rather nicely. With interchangeable infinity stones.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Like nowadays, just mouse owns everything. Yeah, and then she talks about, you know, Katzenberg going to creating DreamWorks and how it has been hit and miss, you know, where Disney has a few more hits, DreamWorks has a few more misses, and then Sony Animation, where, you know, like and you can, like, if you look at like the Universal parks, you can see where they've had like the hits where they've turned them into attractions, like Despicable Me, you know, and that's all I can think of at the moment. I didn't even ride the Despicable Me ride last time I was there because I didn't care. And I know like Shrek's got a presence there too. Like Donkey is a character that you can go and talk to. So
flying talking donkey.
Yeah.
I used to love that movie when I was little.
Yeah. Although, yeah, she points out that Despicable Me is actually Illumination, not DreamWorks, but whatever.
And to tell you how long it's been since I've been to Universal, when I went to Universal, they were doing the preview event before it opened full speed.
Oh, God.
When I went, it was
a while ago then.
I was in 4th grade, and summer. Oh, it's gonna be 5th grade, but yeah, the King Kong ride that was not operational, or there was some bugs. And just like, King Kong got out, or Slimer got into it. But got my picture next to Ecto 1 and the gentleman who was cosplaying, or the person who was playing Venkman. I got my picture with him. So it was so fun. There was stuff to see and do, but
yeah.
The dream is to now go back one of these days to see everything that's changed.
Oh yeah.
Hogwarts.
It's changed quite a bit.
Yeah, we're talking early 90s when I went.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you, Shalane, for your feedback, as always. All right. So, moving on to this week's main topic, because I have been busy behind the scenes with research. I was like, I need a break. So we're going to do fly by the seat of your pants research. With drawing names out of a hat. So get your IMDb's and your Wikipedias. I was almost about to be like, get your Yahoo.
Yahoo, what year is this?
Yahoo, your Bing, your Ask Jeeves open.
Your Excite.
Yes.
Alta Vista.
Yeah, exactly. Open. So, all right. Mixing up the names. Ryan Reynolds' crazy face looks at me on the front page of IMDb. Free guy. Okie Our first person, our first actor, man, an American actor, born July 13th, 1942.
Okay.
As of 2020, the U.S. domestic box office grosses of his film total over $5.4 billion, with worldwide grosses surpassing $9.3 billion, placing him number 7 on the list of highest-grossing domestic box office stars of all time. He is an Academy Award nominee, a 4-time Golden Globe nominee, a 3-time Saturn Award winner, the recipient of the AFI Life Achievement Award, and the Cecil B. DeMille Award. Born in Chicago, Illinois. His mother was a former radio actress, and his father was an advertising executive and also a former actor. He also has a younger brother named Terrence.
Would it be Harrison Ford?
Yes!
Woohoo! Nicely done.
How appropriate. I've been very neck deep in Star Wars lately.
Yes, Harrison Ford. Actor, pilot. Although sometimes you have to wonder how good of a pilot he actually is.
Yeah. I think his co-pilot does a better job than that co-pilot.
Yeah.
The Wookiee. Excuse me.
You made a fair move. Screaming about it can't help you.
Let him have it. It's not wise to upset a Wookiee.
But sir, nobody worries about upsetting a droid.
It's because a droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose. Wookiees are known to do that.
I see your point, sir. I suggest a new strategy, R2. Let the Wookiee win.
Yeah, so his father, John William Christopher Ford, was Catholic of Irish and German descent. His mother, Dorothy, was an Ashkenazi Jew, who her parents were immigrants from Belarus, and at one point, it says in Wikipedia, it says, when asked in which religion he and his brother were raised, Ford jokingly responded, Democrat. He was a Boy Scout, achieving the second highest rank of Life Scout.
Oh, nice.
He worked at, I'm going to have to ask Chauncey what that means, actually, because I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, because I thought the highest, is Eagle the highest, or is there something higher than Eagle?
I guess there might be. So he worked at Nabawan Adventure-Based Scout Camp as a counselor for the Reptile Study Merit Badge.
Ooh, snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
And that's actually part of the reason why young Indiana Jones in Last Crusade is depicted as a scout.
Oh,
cool. He graduated from high school in 1960 from Maine East High School in Park Ridge, Illinois. His voice was the first student voice broadcast on his high school's new radio station, WMTH. And he was the first sportscaster during his senior year. He attended Ripon College at Ripon, Wisconsin. Where the hell is Ripon, Wisconsin, Holly?
Let's see. If memory serves, I want to say Ripon is kind of down in the Milwaukee area.
Yeah,
which isn't
that's what
that
appears to be southeastern part of it.
Yeah, which isn't
Fond
would
du
be
Lac
too far.
County.
Yeah, which wouldn't be too far away from Illinois and Chicago.
Yeah. It's close to the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
So he went to college. He was a philosophy major and a member of a fraternity. A self-described late bloomer, Ford took a drama class in the final quarter of his senior year to get over his shyness.
Oh, wait a minute. I take
Oh.
that back. Ripon
Yeah.
is close to Oshkosh and Appleton and nearby Green Bay, so not even near Milwaukee. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so that makes
this map on Wikipedia is not very
accurate.
detailed.
Yeah.
It's not very detailed. It just shows the shape of Wisconsin in a dot. It says Ripon.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really give you context of what's near it unless you know the state.
Yeah.
So after doing summer stock in Wisconsin, Ford traveled to Los Angeles in 1964 to try to get a job doing radio voiceovers. He didn't get that job, but he stayed in California, eventually signed a $150 per week contract with Columbia Pictures, playing bit roles in films. And one of his first roles was an uncredited one as a bellhop in Dead Heat on a merry-go-round.
Oh boy.
That sounds like
everybody's got to start somewhere, and might as well be a dead body somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know if he was dead, but apparently there's a 1966 crime film starring a whole bunch of people of those names I don't recognize. So, apparently, according to Wikipedia, Ford was at the bottom of the hiring list, having offended producer Jerry Tarkovsky after he played the roles of bellboy. He was told by Tarkovsky that when Tony Curtis delivers a bag of groceries, he does it like a movie star.
Oof.
While Ford felt like his job was to act like a bellboy. So, yeah, he did a bunch of minor stuff in the late 60s, early 70s, including really bit parts in TV series like Gunsmoke, Love American Style, Kung Fu. 1969, French filmmaker Jacques Demy chose Ford for the lead role in his first American film, Model Shop, but the head of Columbia Pictures thought Ford had no future in the film business and told Demy to hire a more experienced actor.
Can you see how often we hear that?
Yeah.
With like actors and actors who are starting out, like, no, you're not gonna be anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So to help support his then wife and 2 young children, because he was married to a woman named Mary at the time. And I think this is the part where it picks up where I think most people know Harrison Ford's story. He became a carpenter. And he was doing carpentry work to make ends meet. And then he ended up a casting director secured him an audition with a guy named George Lucas for a role in a movie called American Graffiti. And the relationship was born.
Yep. And a young Ron Howard was in also said movie. Yes, it does connect to Star Wars.
Yep. Yep. So from there, he started getting more work, not just with George Lucas. He ended up getting small roles in The Conversation and Apocalypse Now, both Coppola films. So things really started to pick up for Harrison in 1977 for this little movie called Star Wars.
We gotta find out which cell this princess of yours is in. Here it is, 2187. You go and get her. I'll hold him here.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
What happened?
Had a slight weapons malfunction, but everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
We're sending a squad up.
Negative. We have a reactor leak here now. Give us a few minutes to lock it down. Large leak, very dangerous.
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway. Luke, we're gonna have company!
And I think, of course, we all know that as much as Harrison Ford, enjoyed doing Star Wars, he didn't want to do 3 of them. He really would have rather to have Han killed off in the first movie and not come back. Obviously, that did not happen, and even after the second movie, Han being frozen in carbonite was left kind of ambiguous because they weren't entirely sure if Harrison was coming back for Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Holly, are you back?
Yep, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. I'm like, I said the magic words and there was nothing. Where did she go?
Sorry, it was the crud. Doggy needed their medicine.
Oh.
Yeah. So needed a quick run do that.
Just when we're getting to the good bits.
Yes, sorry.
I said the magic words. Star Wars.
Words. Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
May have heard of it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Might have
Steady
seen it
diet
once or
when
twice.
younger. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, what can you say? I mean,
Yeah, I would say we've kind of
that was
covered
a mold.
it. It's been covered.
Yeah.
A bazillion
I
times.
mean, that persona of Han Solo and just the way Harrison Ford did it, it's just another archetype mold was set and broken. Because there's been other people who have tried and nope.
That's a good story. I think you just can't bear to let a gorgeous guy like me out of your sight.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Laugh it up, fuzzball. But you didn't see us alone in the South Passage. She expressed her true feelings for me.
What? Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Who's scruffy looking? You must have hit pretty close to the mark. You get her all riled up like that, huh, kid?
Yeah, the character's definitely, for the seemingly kind of everyman. He's still a unique character, because it's just, because you don't know what he's motivated. It's like he seemed like, oh, he's just motivated by money, but then it turns that on its head.
Right, he comes back to wing a certain TIE fighter to help destroy the first Death Star.
Yeah, so it's like, it's like, what is this guy really after?
You could be a little nicer, though. Come on, admit it. Sometimes you think I'm all right.
Occasionally, maybe. When you aren't acting like a scoundrel.
Scoundrel? Scoundrel? I like the sound of that.
Stop that.
Stop what?
Stop that. My hands are dirty.
My hands are dirty, too. What are you afraid of?
Afraid?
You're trembling.
I'm not trembling.
You like me because I'm a scoundrel. There aren't enough scoundrels in your life.
I happen to like nice men.
Nice man.
Very nice.
Sir, I've isolated the reverse power flux coupling.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're perfectly welcome, sir.
I mean, you could say and argue he's playing both sides, but not really. He's playing angles.
Mm-hmm.
Because never once did he turn and brat out to the Empire, hey, here they be.
Yeah. I mean, he could have easily ratted them out and be like, hey,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know that princess that I rescued out of that Death Star? Well, hey, here they are. Sorry, Vader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and I am personally glad that he did not get his way in getting Han killed off until
me too.
Until The Force Awakens.
Until that scene.
And even then, he finally gets what he wants, and Han gets killed off. And then 2 movies later, oh yeah, Harrison, we're gonna need you.
we need you back as a vision.
Something
Not
or other. Which,
not quite
yeah,
a quote, but equivalent.
Yeah, I mean, considering the circumstances, I don't think it was. I don't think they really had to strong arm Harrison into that.
No.
It really made sense that if we didn't have Carrie to do it, because it's very obvious that scene was probably supposed to be Leia communicating with her son, and as much as Harrison, like to distance himself from the Star Wars franchise, he still cared about his co-stars. He and Mark and Carrie had quite the bond. So,
I mean, they were the original trio. If you want to put it into the Harry Potter perspective, of Harry, Ron, and Hermione, it was Luke, Leia, and Han.
Yep. So, I'm glad that Harrison was able to put whatever frustrations he has aside to step up and fill in for Carrie, who is no longer with us. So it's kind of funny though that it's like, as much as he they wanted him to kill off Han for whatever reasons, but then he goes and signs up for another franchise,
right,
with Indiana Jones.
Obviously, we've come to the right men. Now, you seem to know all about this, Tannis.
No, not really. Ravenwood is the real expert. Abner did the first serious work on Tannis. Collected some of its relics. It was his obsession, really. But he never found the city.
Frankly, we're somewhat suspicious of Mr. Ravenwood, American being mentioned so prominently in a secret Nazi cable.
Oh, rubbish. Ravenwood's no Nazi.
Well, what did the Nazis want him for, then?
Well, obviously, the Nazis are looking for the headpiece to the Staff of Ra, and they think Abner's got it.
What exactly is a headpiece to the Staff of Ra?
Well, the staff is just a stick. I don't know, about this big. Nobody really knows for sure how high. And it's capped with an elaborate headpiece in the shape of the sun, with a crystal in the center. And what you did was you take the staff
to a special room in Tanis, a map room with a miniature of the city all laid out on the floor. And if you put the staff in a certain place at a certain time of day, the sun shone through here and made a beam that came down on the floor here and gave you the exact location of the Well of the Souls.
Where the Ark of the Covenant was kept, right?
Which is exactly what the Nazis are looking for.
Now, what does this Ark look like?
There's a picture of it right here. That's it.
Good God. Yes, that's just what the Hebrews thought.
Now what's that supposed to be coming out of there?
Lightning. Fire. Power of God or something.
Beginning to understand Hitler's interest in this.
Oh, yes. The Bible speaks of the Ark leveling mountains and laying waste to entire regions. An army which carries the Ark before it is invincible.
So it's like, and he keeps coming back to do Indiana Jones.
Yep.
So it's like, so apparently he doesn't have an issue necessarily with doing franchises.
No.
He just had an issue with that particular franchise.
Yeah.
Because it's still George Lucas.
Yes,
kind of.
I've
Maybe
seen
so.
one.
Yeah.
Maybe there's less hurry up and wait with Indiana Jones stuff than with Star Wars. We might have to wait for this special effect thing to get set up. We have to wait for that screen to get set up, and this, and who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know. Either way, they're filming number 5 right now as we speak. So,
Yep.
and once again,
please put bubble
working
wrap
around
him.
Yeah, working around Harrison, injuring himself.
Yes.
Filming.
The man's a little bit accident prone.
Yes. Just a smidge. Yeah.
I mean, first the Falcon tries to take him out in Force Awakens. And I don't know if anything happened with Last Jedi. Well, he wasn't in Last Jedi. I don't think anything happened to him on the Rise of Skywalker sets. So, but still.
But still, yeah. It's just the principle of it all. It's like, like they're not the spring chicken anymore. You can use a stunt double. It's not the end of the world.
Yes.
Not everybody has to be Tom Cruise.
Yeah, exactly. And how many times have I said this on the podcast? It's okay to take the stuntmen. We aren't going to think any less of you. We'd rather have you take the stunt double to do your stunts so things don't get postponed.
It's literally their job for the stunts. It's their job to do the dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Job
I mean, he
security.
was even injuring himself back then during Temple of Doom. He herniated a disc and had to have surgery.
Right.
So,
Well, and wasn't there a rumor that he almost had to staple gun the hat onto his head during Lost Ark?
I don't know that one.
Okay.
So I just know that he got his leg ran over by the plane during the fist fight with the big bald Nazi. So. Oh.
He's action star.
And then he goes on to another franchise with Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Granted, with Blade Runner, there's only been 2.
Right. Yeah.
They're very far apart, but still.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I don't understand Blade Runner. I'm sorry.
Don't feel bad, Rachel. I'm right there with you.
I've seen both of them. I get like the story. I just don't get why everybody thinks it's so amazing.
Right there with you. Right there with you.
Yeah,
I think you guys want better. I don't think I've seen Blade Runner. Like I want to because I like Harrison Ford, but I've never seen them.
Well, and then if you decide you want to watch it, then you have to decide which version you're going to watch. You can watch the director's cut. You can watch the theatrical cut because depending on which one you watch,
There's multiple versions.
Yeah, depending on which one you watch, you'll get a different interpretation of the ending. But you would have to be like one of those people that like really thinks about like the symbolism and stuff anyway. So me, it didn't get that deep with me. So
yeah, and sometimes those thinky deep movies, headaches.
Yeah. So
yeah. I have my dad's collector's Blu-ray edition of Blade Runner with however many versions there are.
Yeah, I think I watched it once and I watched the director's cut.
Okay.
And I haven't watched any other version, so I can't compare personally.
Yeah.
But I've heard other people compare.
Yeah, and then I've heard too that other people have said if you're gonna watch the Blade Runners, stick to the original, and the other ones, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's see here. So, Blade Runner was 82. Return of the Jedi is 83. Temple of Doom is 84. Witness is 85. Last Crusade 89. He takes over the role of Jack Ryan in the early 90s. Patriot Games 92.
Yep. 93. The Fugitive. The movie I couldn't remember last night when talking Men in Black.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee
I
Jones.
didn't kill my wife. I don't care. That's the only thing I know from that movie.
Yes.
The 95 remake of Sabrina.
That wasn't actually that bad. That was pretty decent.
I've seen it once. Let's see, Air Force One, where he gets to play the President of the United States.
Yes. Get off of my plane.
Get off of my plane. Kind of a creepy movie that Chauncey showed me like once. What Lies Beneath.
Oh God, yes.
Written
creepy
by Clark Gregg.
Wait a minute. Are Coulson Clark Gregg?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yes.
Okay, I might have to rewatch that and have a little more of appreciation for it. I mean, it's suspenseful. That dog coming to check on somebody or whatever, it's like, oh, okay, you're not what I was expecting, but defibrillator, please.
Yeah. But yes, that was written by Clark Gregg.
Okay, a little more.
Not that I
appreciation
knew
for
who
it.
Clark Gregg was when I saw the movie, but
And directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Ooh.
And K-19, The Widowmaker. Let's see, Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The one we don't like to talk about.
That much.
That much.
There's certain things that redeem it, but
yeah. Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
That was a thing.
It was
I mean,
alright.
on the surface, it's like, oh, Harrison Ford, Daniel Craig. It's it's directed by Jon Favreau. It should be good. It actually might be. I think that might be one of those where, like, with time, people are like, oh yeah, this wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know if 10 years is enough for it to
Might
reach that
have
point
to wait
yet.
Might have to wait another 5 years.
Maybe. Time will tell.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that one in another 5 years and see what happens. Oh yeah, he was in 42.
The Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman, yes.
We do have to give honorable mention to The Secret Life of Pets 2 and from 2019. I know I'm jumping a little bit, but he plays the farm dog.
I've never seen any of the Secret Life of Pets movies, so
they're cute. They're cute.
Yeah.
There's only 2 of them, and they're cute.
Yeah. Yeah, but in 42 he plays the owner of the Dodgers that ends up signing Jackie Robinson, I believe. I saw the movie once last year. I've slept since then. I never saw it. Did you guys watch Ender's Game?
I caught bits and pieces of it.
Apparently, it's a terrible adaptation.
It was okay. Yeah, it doesn't. It's right up there with, oh shoot, the one film that Travolta did that was sci-fi. That was bad.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I can see his face in it where he's got like the stupid dreadlocks.
Yes.
Type hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I vaguely. I never saw that one, but I remember.
Yeah,
it
I
was
saw
released,
it,
people
and
were like, "Oh, this is crap."
Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth, yes.
It's right up there with Battlefield Earth. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Good to know.
At least in my opinion, it's been a while since I've seen either, and yeah, I don't want to anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear, we shouldn't.
Apparently,
be giving,
the book is pretty good, but the adaptation is really bad.
I remember I read the book
shouldn't
years
be
ago.
giving any hints or help to the our podcast that we have our friendly little Oscar competition for.
Yeah. I think we'll be okay.
Okay. Just saying.
I think we'll be okay.
All right.
So let's see. Ender's Game was 2013. Force Awakens 2015. Blade Runner 2049 and 2017. And then his little bit in Rise of Skywalker in 2019. And then, as we said, right now they're filming Indiana Jones 5 throughout.
Yeah.
So still very active, which is good at his age. The man's almost 80. He'll be 80 next year. That's at least as far as his work. He's been married 3 times. Like I mentioned, his first wife, Mary, when he was working as a carpenter trying to make ends meet. So they were married from 64 to 79. They had 2 sons. His oldest son, Benjamin, is a chef and owns a couple of restaurants. And in LA. That's cool. And then
that's kind of music. His older son is named Benjamin, and in Star Wars, his son is named Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. His second born, Willard, owns a sports gym and a theater and a clothing company. And then his second wife, Melissa Matheson, was a screenwriter. And together they had a son, Malcolm, and a daughter, Georgia. And then that marriage ended, and then since 2010, he has been married to Callista Flockhart. And they have a boy named Liam who Callista adopted before she met Harrison. I just remember when they started dating and people were like throwing hissy fit because of the age difference. And then he got his ear pierced and people were like, what is she doing to him? You know, what is he trying to do? Who's he trying to, you know, convince that he's young? Kind of like, just let the man do whatever he wants. So and apparently they live on a 800-acre ranch in Wyoming, which Harrison has owned since the 80s. But apparently half of it he has donated as a nature reserve. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Oh, and then, yes, he is a licensed pilot of both fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters. On the plus side, he has provided emergency helicopter services at the request of local authorities in Wyoming, like rescuing a hiker who had become overcome with dehydration and needed rescue.
Could you imagine being rescued by Harrison Ford?
Yeah. No kidding.
Like, yeah, I was out hiking and I got really hot and I ran out of water, but that's okay. They rescued me in a helicopter. It was Harrison Ford. Oh, actually, yeah, no, that actually is, there is a story. So, his aircraft is kept at Santa Monica Airport. His Bell 407 helicopter is kept and flown in Wyoming and has been used by 2 mountain rescues when he was doing duty time with Teton County Search and Rescue. On one of the rescues, Ford recovered a hiker who had become lost and disoriented. She boarded Ford's helicopter and prominently vomited into one of the rescuer's caps, unaware of who the pilot was until much later. I can't believe I barfed in Harrison Ford's helicopter, she said.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
That is funny. But yeah, he was in a crash involving a helicopter in 1999. He was attempting to pilot it over a riverbed near Santa Clarita, California on a training flight. Making his second attempt at auto rotation with powered recovery. The aircraft was unable to recover power after the sudden drop in altitude. It landed hard and began skidding forward on the loose gravel before flipping onto its side. The helicopter was damaged, but neither Ford nor his instructor pilot were injured. And then in 2015, his plane made an emergency landing on the Penmar Golf Course in Venice, California. I remember that making the news.
Me
too. He had radioed in to report that the plane had experienced engine failure. So he was taken to Ronald Reagan Medical Center, where he was reported to be in fair to moderate condition. He suffered a broken pelvis and a broken ankle.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then he landed at what is that? It's another plane at the John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California, but he landed off of the runway. Yeah. Because there was a Boeing 737 that overflew him. So. And then at the Los Angeles Hawthorne Airport, he was piloting a plane where he crossed a runway where another aircraft was landing. That was.
I remember that one made the news too.
Yeah, but I distinctly remember seeing images of Harrison Ford's airplane being in the middle of this golf course.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, Harrison Ford, fight the life and still at it. So.
Apparently, he has bugs named after him.
Yeah.
Just reading that. He has a ant and a spider named after him, apparently.
Ooh. I doubt it is as good looking as he is.
Yep.
Yes, and he does a lot of stuff for environmental work. Amazon rainforests, national parks, that sort of thing. So he's also a general trustee on the governing board of the Archaeological Institute of America, North America's oldest and largest organization devoted to the world of archaeology. He assists them in their mission of increasing public awareness of archaeology and preventing looting and the illegal antiquities trade.
I love it.
All right. Well, that's a high bar there. So sorry to whoever gets pulled next. Oh wait, I'm stuck together.
I'm gonna laugh at stuff someone else in Star Wars.
Huh?
So I was gonna laugh at someone else in Star Wars.
Oh. No, not someone involved with Star Wars, but someone definitely involved in science fiction.
Okay.
Another actor.
Okay.
My mouse decides to stick. Stop it. Okay. Hold on. I need to be able to type so I can get to the trivia so I can make you guess on who it is. American actor born October 9th, 1954. Let's see. 4 Emmy Award nominations and a Golden Globe Award. Born in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. I think I have an idea.
His father was a lawyer.
Brittany would also know him.
I think I figured out
one of the other fandoms that you and I follow. I believe.
Has a younger brother and a younger sister.
And was he recently on a TV series that just ended?
I guess that depends on your definition of just ended.
Like last year? Or was this year, actually? Excuse me.
Did it end this year? Yes, it did end this year.
Yep, I think I know who it is.
I do too. You go. I said I guess the first one you can guess.
Scott Bakula, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. A lot of people would know him.
Make a joke. When you
what was that, Brittany?
That was Brittany. You were breaking up.
Correct.
You were pushing there.
You need to whack the handset there, Al.
Yeah, you were getting ziggy there.
Yeah.
I was going to make a Star Trek joke when you said that this actor was part of another sci-fi thing, and I would have been correct.
He was in Star Trek because he did play Captain Archer.
Thank you, Major. Please, sit down. I I can understand why you're upset. No doubt you've had a difficult afternoon.
To say the least.
I meant to speak to you earlier, but I had some urgent business to attend to. I apologize. We don't see many starship captains here. Jonathan Archer.
That's right.
He must be Travis Mayweather.
And you are?
I'm Colonel Gratt.
I take it you're the man in charge.
I took the liberty to examine the database in your shuttlecraft. So I know that you're from a planet called Earth and that you serve on a vessel called Enterprise. What I don't know is what you were doing within our military zone.
Military zone?
You entered orbit of our second moon. You must have detected it.
We picked up some unusual energy readings, but we had no idea where they were coming from. We were simply curious.
Yes. Although that's not what I was first thinking of.
You were thinking of Quantum Leap.
I was thinking Quantum Leap.
And the other fandom that
Yeah.
Reggie and I know Scott Bakula from is NCIS New Orleans, where he
which
played
just
Dane.
ended earlier this year.
Yep, he
Uh-huh.
played Dwayne Pride, the lead of that one.
Yep. Yep. So Scott Stewart Bakula, son of Sally and Joseph Bakula. No, his great grandfather was born in, I can't even read that because that's not English. I don't even know where this is supposed to be. What country is this supposed to be in? It took me to the Wikipedia page for this place, but it's not English, and I don't know what. I don't even know what language that is. Trebelise? No. Which I don't know what country that is.
According to IMDb, his paternal great grandparents were they say he's Czech. Czech.
Okay, it's Czech. Okay, yeah, because it was like suddenly not English, and I'm like, I don't know what language this is. There's a map. I don't know what country it is because it's not labeled in English. So apparently Czech. But yeah, his great grandfather Vaclav Bakule came to the U.S. and when he got married, changed his name to William Bakula. Which, yeah, the family surname comes from partial Czech ancestry, translating literally to stick.
Interesting.
Czech for stick. So he attended Jefferson College and then the University of Kansas for a time, but then left because he had been offered a tour of Godspell. So he said, I thought that sounded great. And I went to my parents and I said, I want to do this tour. And they said, go ahead, maybe it will get it out of your system. And you come back to school in a year or two, you'll come back. The tour was going to start in August and the tour never started and school did. And then the tour fell apart and there I was sitting at home. So I was left holding the bag basically and then had to decide where to go from there. And I was applying to other schools. I was going to go to a Mormon theatrical kind of school. And the more I looked at it, the more I spent time examining the school side of it. I just realized what I really needed to do was just pick up, pack up, and go to New York. Which is exactly what he did. So actually he got his start in off-Broadway as a song and dance man on stage. He did a number of shows on Broadway and off Broadway. Not anything I recognize. But then when he was doing Romance, that's what he was doing when he got the lead role in Quantum Leap.
What did she say to you that time in the bunker?
She said she'd sell her soul for a Pulitzer.
Not just her soul.
Yeah, well, I wish she'd have got it.
She did.
What?
The Pulitzer. I wish she'd have won the Pulitzer Prize.
She did. For her last photograph. What the hell? I get repatriated in 5 years.
You could have been free.
I was free. Up here, I was always free.
Hey! Hey, it's midnight. It's April the 9th and I'm still alive.
Hey.
Thanks to you, little brother.
Which started in 1989. Yeah, I love that show. And we've done an episode about Quantum Leap several years ago with some of the crew from the Quantum Leap podcast. So go listen to that, and then go listen to the Quantum Leap podcast because they're still going strong.
Nice.
So, not sure what they're going to do when they run out of Quantum Leap episodes, but I think they're going to start going to like the books and stuff. I think, which is good. But yeah. So yeah, he started as Dr. Sam Beckett's time traveler extraordinaire, genius, opposite Dean Stockwell, who played his consistent companion Al in Quantum Leap, which ran from 1989 to 1993. So earned him a Golden Globe Award and 4 Emmy Award nominations for Best Actor, as well as 5 consecutive Viewers for Quality Television Awards for Best Actor in a Quality Drama Series.
Nice.
Yeah, and then for one whole season, and by season I mean 13 episodes, he did the series Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Maria Bello, which I don't know if this was like the idea that eventually built into the Brad Pitt Angelina Jolie movie.
That's what I was going to ask.
Because
Is this similar to that?
It's pretty much the exact same premise where there are 2 spies, only known as Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Except in this case, they know they're rivals, you know, and they're not married, but still, yeah. But they don't know anything about each other, like who they are, like their real names and things. So, but yeah, there were 13 episodes produced. Only 9 were aired before it got canceled. Ooh, it wasn't very good.
Apparently.
No. At least, you know, people weren't watching it. I kind of liked it, you know, but I was just like, oh, stop Bagula. So
I haven't seen it, so
yeah. Let's see here. And then yeah, he goes on to become Captain Jonathan Archer in Star Trek Enterprise from 2001 to 2005.
And supposedly, little trivia, Captain Archer's middle name was supposed to be, or is according to Scott Bakula, Beckett. A nod to Quantum Leap.
I would not be surprised. So yeah, since then he's done this, that, and the other thing, making appearances in some TV shows. He made an appearance in Boston Legal.
Ooh. Now I'm gonna have to go digging to find which episode that is and watch that.
Glow in the Dark.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Let's see. He did 3 performances of Guys and Dolls at the Hollywood Bowl in 2009.
Well, he can sing.
Yes, he can, and dance. So
Yes.
yeah, all the singing and stuff that he did in Quantum Leap, that was all Scott.
Yeah.
So, he's in the documentary The Captains. For all the Star Trek fans out there, talking about all the Star Trek captains. So. Let's see here. He guest starred in Desperate Housewives near the end of the series. I wasn't watching by then.
Well, I know Barrowman guested on a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
That was the only time I set the DVR up for Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
Quickly fast forwarded, watched parts, like, okay, delete.
Yeah, and then in 2014, he got cast as the lead in the backdoor pilot for NCIS, spinoff NCIS New Orleans. And did that up until its end of its run this year.
Yes.
Yep.
And for those of you who are wondering, it's good.
Yep.
Yeah, it would run during the daytime on like TNT or something.
Yep.
Then I would catch it every now and then on one of the TVs at my gym. And like, there's no sound; it's just visual. I don't care because it's Scott Bakula on my screen.
Yeah.
So the man has aged like fine wine.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, speaking of Valentine's Day, in case anyone is looking for a last-minute gift, we have one here. It's a Scott Bakula duvet cover for your bed. So if you guys want to get this, it's available for right now. It's available, guys. How do you feel about this? What are you thinking? That's amazing.
I look very tired. So I don't know what's been happening underneath that duvet cover. And I need a disclaimer. I'm not making any money from this. So that's first time I've seen it. Me, yes. You know, I hope I'm keeping people warm.
Yes. He has. Rachel, this is the NCIS New Orleans. You can actually get away without having to have past knowledge of the main NCIS and the NCIS Los Angeles. This one you can just go in and enjoy. So, just to let you know. Not that you need another fandom to get into.
Really?
Yeah, this is kind of the one where Brittany was just like, I've seen the others. Is this one good? I'm like, yeah, the Holly ... Like, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Of course, I got into it right at the start of this last season. And of course, it ends. Really?
Yep. Apparently, he also had a guest run on Chuck as Chuck's father.
Ooh. Never watched Chuck.
Yeah, but I've heard good things, but I haven't.
So have
watched
I.
it yet.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So who knows what Scott's going to be doing now that NCIS is done? He's hung up the badge. for New Orleans. I'm sure he'll find something. So he's one of those actors where he's not like he's never been like a super big star, but he's extremely talented. So no matter what you put him in, you're gonna get quality out of him.
Yep.
And again, the man is aged like fine wine. So.
Yes. Yep.
I thought he was handsome back in Quantum Leap, and he is still handsome
here.
now.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. They don't call them silver foxes for nothing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, he had kind of he had the start going even in Quantum Leap with the little shock of white hair. Yeah, there in the front. So it's like we'll sneak preview of what you're gonna get in like 20, 30 years. Yeah.
I was reading that he's had that white streak since he was a little kid.
Wow.
Like apparently his mom thought it was his paint because he was at a neighbor's painting from what I'm reading.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, that's some pretty heavy duty paint.
Yeah. My brother has something similar, where he's got a patch on it was on the back of his head, and that was actually his birthmark. Dark head of hair, and then just this patch of this super light, where it just stood out.
White streak in his hair.
You're roboting again, Brittany.
Oh no!
Come on, Al.
Yeah, really.
Quit messing with the functions here.
Yeah.
You know, I know I have a storm coming
Yoshi,
in,
you're
but
pushing the wrong buttons. Well, maybe that's a sign that we should just stop at 2. We've had a little bit of gremlin issues with this episode, so
yes. Between and Minox chewing on cords and cables and
yeah, we shouldn't push our luck. So,
because who knows what else you would pull that would.
Yeah, well, and those are 2 good ones. So
Yes,
you know,
yes.
isn't that like we're like, oh, we know that person from one thing, you know? So
Right.
those are a couple of good pulls, I think. So a couple of good, talented, handsome men.
Yes.
And who knows who will get pulled next time?
Yep.
So, but yeah, so if any of our listeners want to chime in about their favorite things that either Harrison Ford or Scott Bakula have done that maybe we did not mention, you can send us feedback. You can send us email, 5ishfangirls@gmail.com, or you can, is it 5ishfangirl or the 5ishfangirls? That's pretty sad. I don't even know our own email address. I just look at them when they come in.
I think it's just 5ish.
I think it's
so
just
too.
5ish.
Yeah. That's really sad. I was sick
it's
last week.
5ishfangirls@gmail.com.
Yeah. In my defense, I had the flu last week.
Oh,
so
Rachel,
yeah,
poor girl.
Yeah. Which turns out you can get the flu in the middle of summer. It's not just a winter type thing, and it sucks just as much in summertime as it does in the winter. So
it's probably worse in the summertime because in the summertime you want to be out and about. Wintertime,
yeah, a little bit, yeah. So that was not pleasant. So any brain farts or anything that may have you going, what? I'm just going to blame it on that. I'm going to blame it on the fact that I had the flu last week and it was awful.
And brain is not functioning at 100%. Quite
exactly. So that's my excuse. So, anyway, or you can go to our website, the5ishfangirls.com, where you can connect with us on all the social medias. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, take your pick, the book club, our YouTube channel, all the fun things. All the fun things are there on our website. And then, of course, also ways to support us with your hard-earned money. Our Amazon affiliate link, Patreon, Ko-fi, our merch on Redbubble, all that fun stuff. So, good times and great oldies. I think I need to go back to sleep. With that, quick housekeeping. No show next week because both Brittany and I are going on vacation, not together. I wish. It just so happens that Brittany and I are both going out to the country at our respective locations. Brittany's going to Maine. I'm going to Michigan. So,
Brittany, have a lobster roll for me. Rachel, have whatever the plate du jour is for me in Michigan.
I definitely have a lobster roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's not really any place near where we are because we're out in the middle of nowhere that has the whatever the du jour is. So I'll have some Michigan wine. How about that?
That works.
Okay. I don't know about food, but I can definitely have some Michigan wine on your behalf.
Thank you.
I can almost guarantee it. So yeah, so no show next week, but then we'll be back after that, which will be Labor Day weekend. Crazy enough to think as that is. So yeah. Well,
yeah.
We're getting our vacations in before the holiday, so we can get in and out before everyone comes in for the holiday.
Yep.
So enjoy what's left of summer. Sad as that is. So, all right. Well, on that so charming note. We're not ending on a high note here. Sorry. I don't want to think about summer ending. I like the cold. First world problems. So anyway, this has been an interesting episode that I think we're going to finish now.
This is Brittany and Troy saying goodnight.
This is Holly from Wisconsin saying good evening.
Oh, and this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Gushy!
Punch and chewy!
Punch and chewy. Chewy and gushy. Fix all the things.
Yes, please.
Including my head.
You have been listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. You can find more episodes and information at thefivishfangirls.com. Any and all books, movies, games, and any other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied. If you wish to support the show, the easiest way is to leave us a rating and review. More ratings and reviews will make it easier for others to find the show. If you wish to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/5ishfangirlspodcast. All money goes towards fees and equipment to keep the show going. For official Five-ish Fangirls merchandise, visit redbubble.com/people/5ishfangirls. We love hearing from our listeners and encourage feedback. You can email us at fiveishfangirls@gmail.com. You can also like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/5ishfangirls. Thank you so much for listening, and may the squee be with you.